But the point is this: a decision was made by some people in Hollywood and in the music industry. We are going after young minds, and we're going to divert their attention from serious things. Here's how we're going to do it. So the first thing they did back in the 1970s, they started making these movies that we call blaxploitation movies. You know, for a long time they would not allow blacks to be in movies that a lot of people would see. But in the 1970s they started making these movies like Cleopatra Jones, Superfly, all of these kinds of things, right? And in all of those films, anybody who was doing anything serious, like organizing in the community, protesting against the Jim Crow laws that I talked about, anybody who was doing that, they were portrayed as like a clown, a non-serious person in the movie. But you know who were the heroes in those movies? The gangster, the pimp, the prostitute. Those were the big heroes. If you were organizing in the community, you were like this little quote-unquote marginalized figure. You were in the background, and you looked like a fool, and nobody listened to you. And that was not the case in the 1960s and 70s. People who were organizing in the community were taken seriously because we had thousands of people out in the street organizing to make our communities better. But in the movies, the pimp, the prostitute, the hustler, and the gangster became the hero in all of the blaxploitation movies. The next thing they did was they started sexualizing the music through the production of the music. You know, back in the day, black people were selling millions of records. And they didn't sing about "baby lick me up all night long till I can't take it no more." I mean, they didn't do that, you know. But today, that's what's selling the records right now. That's what's selling the records. And so all the videos that you see on BET, most of the videos that you see on BET, isn't it interesting that the young girls always have their clothes off? And the young boys always have their clothes on? You know what statement is being made about that? That young girls' bodies are the most important thing, and that's what a man ought to want. That's what a young boy ought to want. So you show everything, all right? All of that is designed to keep your mind. That's what, it's a conspiracy, because they understand the power that you have. But there's another way. We got to keep our minds on things, because you see, you know, I love hip-hop. I love rap music. But what I don't like is the fact that the rap music and the hip-hop music that gets played on the radio, for the most part, really doesn't talk about anything serious. I mean, it's more about some violent something, some baby let me do something to you, that kind of thing. But there's a lot of rap and hip-hop music that's not talking about that at all, that doesn't get played on the music. You know, I was on Hard Knock Radio the other day, and he was playing this hip-hop music. I mean, it was some nice music, right? Talking about peace, talking about justice, and they had like 12 hip-hop organizations, hip-hop groups that had come together to make this positive song. Nice beat, you can dance to it, everything. Do you know that the radio stations refuse to play it? Why? Because there's a conspiracy against your mind. They don't want you to hear about that, even though it's nice beat, everything nice, right? I have a friend of mine who's a singer in Atlanta, and she wrote a real positive love song. No, it was talking about, you know, I want you because of your mind. I love you because of what you do. It wasn't because you got a big butt and I love your breasts. The producers told her, you got to change your lyrics if you want to make it. And that's not true. It's not true. You can make good music and sell it. That's like an insult to black people to say that the only music we're going to buy is music that sexualizes everything we do. And so the point I want to make to you all this morning, there's a conspiracy against your minds. And I know there's a lot of talent in this room that can do something different with the music, with the poetry, and with everything else.